Hey, this is Jordan from Jersey, and this is what I thought of the comics I read the week of December 16th, 2009. As you can see, it's snowing quite heavily in the background. We expect a state of emergency to be enacted in Jersey pretty quickly here in the next few hours, but who knows. But hey, I'm inside, so I'm going to do some comic book reviews. First up, a belated review for Dark Avengers Annual. My shop finally got it in. Don't know a whole lot about the character of Captain Marvel's son, but in this issue, even when he was in Dark Avengers, in the 2 issues he actually showed up. Didn't know a whole lot about him. I like what they did with his character in this issue. His new costume is kind of weird, which I've seen. I'm not alone in thinking it's not bad. I'm interested in seeing what other artists do with it, but it's not the greatest design out there. And we'll follow that up with Dark Avengers, issue 12. I like what they did with the cover here, going black and white with everything up there, including the Siege logo. Only color is right there. This is the final of 3 issues where they fight Molecule Man. Win, lose, draw. With that said, I'm not sure what happened on the last 2 panels. It's Loki and Norman Osborn, but besides that, it makes very little sense. So hopefully the next issue clears that up. Next up, we have Thunderbolts, issue 139, which has the Thunderbolts going up against the Agents of Atlas. Sepulveda's art really works in this issue because some chemical tanks and buildings get blown up and there's a really hazy atmosphere, so his art really comes across as very fitting. And I will say that for an issue that focused half on a team I'm not familiar with, they did a really good job of introducing them just enough that I perfectly understood what was going on, so good job, Marvel. Next up, we have Cable, issue 21. I was excited for this issue when I saw the cover because it means that Hope has finally grown up and hopefully we can stop our time traveling because we've been stuck in the future for a while. And we're no longer stuck in the future now, we're stuck in the past, the 1600s to be specific. I'm not happy about that. I really want it to be over because it's been 21 issues of this now and that is about 15 too many. And what's Cable without some Deadpool? Next up we have Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth, issue number 6. The great alien cover there. This issue is going to finish off the arc in the Savage Land, and it ends with Deadpool and Headpool entering into the interdimensional rift that Headpool came out of way back in, I believe it was Marvel Zombies 3, issue 1, maybe issue 2, but something in there. And the teaser for the next issue, and I'm hoping arc, because I think there's a lot of potential, is this, which has Deadpool, Headpool, Lady Deadpool, Commander Deadpool, Major Deadpool, and the Deadpool Kid. So I think I've also seen a dog version of Deadpool in some of the teasers for this, but I'm very interested to see what kind of universe hopping fun will be had in the next arc. Next up, I'm introducing a brand new series for my reviews, and that's Locke Key. I'm picking it up in the 3rd series right now, Crown of Shadows. I did read the first 2. But I'm just starting the reviews of these now. Go back and check out the first 2 trades. In a nutshell, 3 kids and their mom. The dad is killed. They move back to the dad's family home called Key House. Their last name is Locke. Apparently there's a lot of doors in the house and a lot of magical keys that do all kinds of crazy, interesting things. The art's awesome. The story's awesome. Issue 2 of Crown of Shadows, which would be the 10th issue overall, one of the best so far, and has a nice, very chilling cliffhanger at the end of it. So if you have not checked out the series, you can pick up the first trade for sure. I think the second trade is out. Do so. It's a really good read. Alright, so I finished editing the rest of the episode, and I saw I had like a minute and a half left that I could put in, and I really want to talk about this book some more because I feel like I gave it short shift. The book is so really good. I'm talking about Locke and Key here. Have you ever gotten so neurotic over something that happened in your past that you wish you could just reach in and pull that out of your head? Or perhaps, I don't know, you didn't want to study for a test, so you just wanted to cram the knowledge of the book into your head? Or, a hard drive would probably be even cooler. This book, they explore what would happen if you could do things like that. That's the kind of things these magical keys will let you do. Really cool stuff like that. There's murder mysteries, there's magic, there's all kinds of crazy cool stuff that, if you like awesome comics, you'll like that. Just check it out. I want to thank Rogue Rider from the View Askew boards for turning me on to this series and a couple others that I will be adding in upcoming weeks to my pool list. So thank you. And if you ever want to suggest a comic for me, please put it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. I try to stick to Marvel and or Independence, but DC's fine as well. I just don't really want to get into the whole main DC universe. All right, back to the rest of the reviews. All right, next up we have Anti-Venom, New Ways to Die, issue 3 of 3. Solid enough ending for a mediocre series, but it was right on par for that. The Punisher and Anti-Venom take down the drug lords, and Punisher can't quite bring himself to kill Anti-Venom in the end, so it was fairly predictable, but it's a decent enough read, but definitely not a must-buy. Next up, we have Spider-Man, Clone Saga, issue 4 of 6. Doc Ock is the main villain appearing in the issue, and you also find out who is in the other clone tube from last issue. I won't give away who it is, although it looks a lot like the shadowy figure from the last 3 issues and from this issue. So, does he have a clone of himself? Or is that someone else? Possibly his son? I don't know, but I'm interested to see where they take that. Only 2 issues left, and it's a decent enough read so far. Next up, Realm of Kings, Inhumans, issue 2 of 5, guest starring the Mighty Avengers. And a lot of interesting costume choices here in this issue. First off, you have Medusa in a very, I want to say Mary Queen of Scots type outfit. I might be getting my European royalty mixed up, but it's very Queen of England type get up, which was interesting. I don't like Wasp's new outfit. That's very strange. He looks kind of like he should be on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's. Whatever. And I don't particularly like how this artist draws Ronan. Ronan and his whole headdress thing is very hit or miss for me, depending on the artist. This one just doesn't work for me. More political intrigue is the story. It's shaping up quite well, but we're only 2 issues in, so it's hard to really see the long-term effects. Also, they might have found Black Bolt, possibly. We'll find out. Next up, we have Spider-Man 1602, issue 3 of 5. Last issue, he fought pirates, and we get to see the Bullseye pirate show up again. We also get to see several other reimagined Spider-Man villains, including Doc Ock and the Lizard. And the Lizard's pretty much the Lizard, maybe slightly more lizardy than normal. I mean, the original Lizard was much more of a dinosaur-type looking lizard, and this is much more iguana-ish, kind of. But it's fine. And Dr. Octopus is actually part octopus, it appears. So that's weird. Overall, I'm really liking this miniseries a lot. Marvel doesn't do a whole lot with their 1602 sub-universe, but this mini is pretty good. And finally this week, there was a lot of books. The Amazing Spider-Man 615, and the main villain is none other than Sandman. He does appear twice on the cover, and it's a lot of sand, so that was kind of obvious. I really like the mystery aspect of this issue. Spider-Man's trying to figure out who killed 3 different people, how the murders relate, all that. And, it's done in a very cool kind of deductive way. Not quite Batman or something, or Hardy Boys, but it's maybe closer to an Encyclopedia Brown. Who knows? I really like the art in this issue from Pulido, I'm going to say that's how it's pronounced, I'm guessing. Very classic style art, very European. Reminds me of the Shocker arc from last year. I'm not sure, it could be the same artist. I'm very bad at remembering this. I love Spider-Man's look for wintry New York, just like wintry New Jersey here in this issue. I don't think I've ever seen that done before, but he keeps up that look through the entire issue, so that was kind of cool. By the end of the issue, Spider-Man's not fighting Sandman, but Sandmen. I'm reminded of Peter Parker Spider-Man, which was a series that had about 30 issues from a few years back. The final 2 issues, I believe, focuses on Sandman, and the last panel of this really reminds me of that. I don't know if they're drawing off that. I don't even really remember much about the story, except that it was very trippy. But hopefully, continuity-wise, they are drawing from that, because I remember being trippy and interesting. So, can't wait till next week. Well, that's it for the comics I have this week. Check back next week for the final comic book reviews of 2009. Have a good week.